I don't know. I have a lot of younger people watching my stream, so I always try to like keep it back. But
of course.
Sometimes it slips out if I'm mad at the game or something. So yeah.
We don't want to get you in trouble with EA either. So yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be possible unless I leak something or whatever.
Let's see.
Anakin
You guys are
Skywalker?
streaming it, right?
Yeah, I just turned OBS on, and it looks like the stream is up there. Yep. So we're
Okay,
good to
I'm gonna make sure to tweet it out when I see it's live.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Okay, stream quality looks good and everything. All right, I'll hit record. I turned off the click so it doesn't annoy you at the beginning. You know, sometimes I leave it on by accident. The metronome, the counting. Click,
All right,
click, click.
should I share the link now?
Oh yeah, go for it.
I
Things are gonna kick off here in like 10 seconds. I always put a little bit beforehand so I can like, if we say anything goofy at the start of the show, I have it recorded. You know what I mean?
No.
But do you know what I mean?
Never knew.
Elliot knows what I mean.
Right. There we go. Now it's off.
Okay, kids, let's go.
And we'll introduce you.
Okay, sounds good.
Will we?
Commander's gonna.
I have to?
Yeah.
You're the host. I'm the
Introductions.
producer. I'm the producer. You're the host. That's how it goes.
Introductions.
So, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Hello there.
It's the best thing that we've ever done.
Found someone you have, I would say.
Fucking A.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogues Watching Podcast. Thank you and yours for tuning in. My name is Mopar,
I am Commander Cody.
and we've got an extra special guest, Mr. Elliot from Star Wars Battlefront Updates. This is awesome. Welcome, Elliot.
Hey guys. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, and you're across the sea. You're not
Across the
down
planet.
you're not down the street by any means.
Nope, all the way from Sweden.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to visit Sweden.
You
Always.
haven't yet? In your 37,000 countries that you visited one time in high school?
No,
Oh,
high
yeah,
school. My high school
everybody,
trip.
everybody, Italy, everybody. Fucking.
That was a Western Europe. I want to go to the Scandinavian countries. I've heard very, very awesome things. So
Yeah.
now, are you like? Well, you don't have to tell us.
Yeah,
Are
don't
you
give
like
away your location.
near Stockholm or?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of Stockholm, so pretty much like I'm close to Dice office, literally.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. The one city that I know in all of Sweden.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like half of Sweden lives here. Not really, but that's kind of how it feels.
Well, also half of Sweden is not inhabitable. Like you go above a certain point and like no one lives there. Like Canada, everybody lives on the southern end of Canada, and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
True.
We've got us a lot of live people with us real quick.
wait,
Oh,
I
hey,
could've
everybody.
been up the chat here.
Welcome.
Elliot is bringing the Senate along with us for this episode.
Oh, yeah, I don't even want to know what you're saying.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for checking us out. Excited to talk about some Star Wars and stuff today.
Yeah. Of course, we do a beer review every episode. We've got one kind of brewing here.
Yeah.
So last episode
Started last week, yeah.
we're using a French press and we're kind of mixing together a cereal and a beer.
Yeah.
Last week it was not very good.
doesn't sound very good.
Well, it was recommended to us by a listener, and he said it's kind of like a new thing with craft beer people. Is they just throw something. Sometimes it's fruit, sometimes it's coffee, sometimes it's cereal in a French press. Let it sit, infuse with the beer, and then you pour it out and try it. So we started with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
A little too much.
It tasted good, but the consistency was very strange. So we are going with the Honey Nut Cheerios this week, and it doesn't have as much like
Sugar.
coating on it, so I'm hoping it'll be a little better.
Yeah, I think we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a beverage of choice or
Yeah, I mean,
G Fuel?
when you're talking about beer, do you guys ever review sour beer?
sours? Yeah, we try to.
Yeah.
They're not our favorite, but we do.
Okay, it's kind of my favorite. I have like a big collection of sour beer here at
Oh
home. So.
my God! This is the
Awesome.
last time Elliot's allowed back on the show. No, it's such a unique beer, and there was actually one last night that I was sipping on, and it wasn't too bad. It was so fruity that I can get past the sourness.
Yeah.
But yeah, sours are still one of those that I'll try, but I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna buy a full 6-pack of
It's
it.
dicey. Yeah.
But that's
so
awesome.
We'll see how the Cheerios go. And if it's absolutely terrible twice in a row, maybe we'll switch and I'll grab some coffee beans or something like that. We can change up the adjunct
Okay.
for next week.
I'm trying to think. I have some friends in Sweden, and there was a beer out there that's a real cheap beer. I think it's Falcon. Is that?
Yep, that's correct. That's one of our like cheaper kind of alternatives.
That's what they always go out and buy like 30 rack. There's just cases of Falcon. And you're like, this is going to be a long weekend.
That's hilarious.
All right, so let's get into this. You want to
pour it out? Yeah,
brew it here.
All right. Do I want to brew it? Yeah, I should. Live on camera. So I'll press this thing.
That's so weird.
It was there was a lot of foam in this as I poured it in. So I put the cereal in first. I don't know if there's a method to it, but that's just what I did. And it was getting very soupy, almost like a root beer float with ice cream in it at the top with all the Cheerios. And
I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Disturbed and scared all at the same time. Now I have to ask, why is Battlefront great?
The best and worst game at the same time.
It's such like a mixed emotions, but I want to hear.
Yeah,
so
it is.
What is your favorite part of Battlefront?
It's hard to say. I mean, a lot of people just say, "Oh, it's because it's Star Wars," you know.
Yeah.
And for me, I've always been more towards the gameplay part, and I've always loved shooters. I played a lot of Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, but I've always liked it towards the bit more casual end, which like I played the original Battlefronts a lot. I've always preferred Call of Duty over Battlefield, and I would say that this is more like Call of Duty, kind of run and gun. You don't need to be super tactical, and then it's Star Wars on top of that, which makes it more fun in my opinion. And I don't know why it's a lot of things, but it's a combination of those things. That it's a kind of gameplay that I personally love, combined with obviously Star Wars makes everything better. So
there's a lot of criticism that comes with it though, because I feel like if Battlefront was not a Star Wars game and everything was the exact same, it just had different character names.
Right.
I feel like people would like it more because we put Star Wars name on it, and now the expectations are so high. If it's not a perfect game, I'm gonna hate it. And
yeah, but
I kind of think it's the opposite, that I would like it less.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
That's a fair point.
Because I can deal with the gameplay. I'm running around as Anakin and hacking people in half. Like I can deal with it because that's cool. If it was stuff we never really heard about, I feel like it would have. Yeah, it just would have tanked.
It's true,
but
it is cool. It's
From
cool
a
to
certain
run
point of
around.
view.
It's cool to run around and get killed by Grievous. You know, not that I can. I'm not good with them. I'm terrible with the heroes. It's so weird. I prefer just the straight troops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if I go on a run and I have Yoda available, I'm like, fuck them. Because now you're a target. I'm not trying to be a target.
Yeah, I can relate to that, because since you pop up on the radar, everyone just goes after you as soon as you're a hero. So it's kind of like chilling in the back with a sniper or something like that sometimes.
Yep. Awesome. You want to cheers this?
Want to taste test it?
Cheers.
Well, let's sniff test it first.
Sniffed. It smells like Cheerios.
It doesn't smell as overpowering as the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So I'm optimistic.
This
If my experiment fails twice in a row, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Where's the drinking bell? Missing in action.
Oh, it's behind that box.
Nope.
Can you grab it?
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
We'll fake it. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
We got it. Cheers.
Right. Cheers.
What
Cheers,
is it?
Elliot?
Skull.
Skull, exactly. Skull.
Very nice.
I don't have anything to skull with, but
That's all right. Whoa.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Well good or well bad?
I don't know.
Well confusing.
You can definitely get like the honey, honey nut,
and even like the
whoa,
like the weediness of the cereal itself, like the texture of that.
I don't know why I'm drinking it like a fucking squirrel. Ooh,
I want to try it.
It's surprising. It's not great, but it is unique.
It's not great?
I don't think so. I'm trying, man. It's not as bad as a sour. Pissed.
Oh, wait, don't you lose, like, how does that even work? Do you lose the carbonation when you put it in that thing, or?
You do a little bit. So I poured half a glass with the infusion and then mix it with half a glass of the normal beer to get some of the carbonation and stuff back. Yeah, I feel like it would just be syrup if we didn't mix it.
Yeah, at least drinkable with the bubbles. Wow, this is very unique. I don't know if this is anything I would ever drink.
I kind of like it. I think it's giving me a little bit of an aftertaste that has some bitterness to it.
It tastes like sulfur.
That's not true.
Is there sulfur?
That's not true. You're making stuff up now. No, it's not bad. Way better than Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It is. Yeah, I think it's just a lack of sugar. I think it helps it out.
Yeah, because that Cinnamon Toast Crunch stuff it's American cereal. It's coated in sugar. They just made cereal good, and then they poured extra pounds of sugar on top of it. So it's just like floating around the beer. With the consistency was terrible. But this is better. This is better.
All right. Are you ready to rate it? Or you want to sip on it for a little
I'm
bit?
going to have one more sip. Sam here wants to know if Elliot's reading the chat.
Yeah, I'm taking a look. I'm recognizing a lot of regulars from my stream here.
Nice.
So that's good.
Well, thanks for joining us,
Couple of my
everybody.
mods as well.
Yeah. Welcome. Now, for your information, for everybody that's live, this stuff will be posted tomorrow at some point.
Tomorrow's Monday,
and that way you can download the whole episode and re-listen to it if you can't stay with us the whole episode while we're recording.
Yeah.
So, or you can just watch it on YouTube later. I don't give a damn.
That's true. Whatever you prefer.
Or you just shut it off. I don't. That's whatever you want to do.
I'm going to say a 2 for this.
No.
I'm going to say a
Out
2.
of 5 or 10.
So we have
Scale.
a rating system from 0 to 3. We just keep
okay.
it very simple. And I started doing this for movies and games too. I know you haven't adopted it yet for non-beer.
I can't simplify a movie that much.
Oh, I can.
No.
3 is like amazing. 2 is really good. 1 is worth giving it a shot, and 0 is like no.
Stay away.
So this is a 2, I would say. I'd say if you have a porter or a stout and you have some cereal in a French press, just throw the cereal in there and try it out and give it a go. And see what happens.
Pop-Tarts, pastries.
Pop-Tarts might be really fucking good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have Pop-Tarts over in Sweden?
Nope.
Little
Nope.
rectangles of fake fruit. It's
And frosting.
it's delicious for on your run to high school. You just
Kids
grab a
live on
Pop-Tart.
that. Yeah. Pop-Tart and chocolate milk.
Oh, baby.
And then we wonder why.
We got a lot of people in the chat. Welcome. I'll agree. This is now, if I'm comparing this to a normal beer, it's not a 2. But for the experiment that we've got going on,
I would say a 2.
no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you, but I'm gonna sit on 2.
Maybe I just want it to be great.
I do too, but I do too.
It's a 2.
It's a 2.
All right, moving along.
All right. Now we do every episode. We do a game that I'm really good at. Commander is not great.
I've gotten within a minute like twice.
Yeah. Actually, the last couple ones you were pretty close.
Yeah, so thank you.
But it's called Guess the Scene. And what we do is we pick a Star Wars film and a minute marker in the film, and we have to guess what scene is going on that minute marker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
It ends up being pretty tough, even like as big of a Star Wars fan as you might be, to know exactly what's happening on screen is like impossible. So
yeah.
got to be good guessing.
Yep.
Welcome, Carlos.
Let's see. What number do I got? Let's do episode 3, 29 minutes in.
So we just look at a random number around the
Wait, it's
studio.
episode 3, 29 minutes in.
Yes.
So about a half hour in, what is going on scene? There's a lot. Episode 3 starts off crazily. So we've got the space battle. We got the buzz droids. We've got Dooku.
Elevator. Count Dooku.
Ray shields. So we noticed that Anakin, when I don't know why they wrote this in. Every time he comes across something, he just states the name of what
He just
buzz
announces
droids,
it. Yeah.
Ray shields, Count Dooku. Like he's just
General
labeling
Grievous.
General Grievous.
Oh my god.
Everything's just labeled. But yeah, it starts off pretty hot. I mean, we're running through a lot. There's a space battle. Dooku gets his head cut off. There's the Grievous scene.
Would
They
you say
crash
we're at?
land.
I'm trying to remember how long those scenes are. Like, how
Yeah.
long is that intro sequence? Is it longer than 29 minutes or shorter? I think it's shorter. 'Cause-
Well,
but
I
how
think-
long is the movie?
That's a good idea.
It's over 2 hours, like 2:10. It's
So-
one of the longer ones.
10?
Something like that. We'll find out. That's a good gauge. But yeah, those intro
Wait.
parts I feel like are always.
They're usually pretty short.
If I think it's longer, then it probably isn't. And if I think it's shorter, then it probably is longer.
I feel like
That's how it goes.
this is where I'm at. I think the whole first scene and the battle and the flight and the crashing
2:20.
happens- 2:20. So it is
Okay.
quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
I think a half hour in, they have to be on Coruscant already. I
Yeah,
don't.
that's what I'm thinking.
Well, and
too.
we're
Sounds-
we're at 29 minutes.
29,
in.
okay.
Remember, it's not a full 30. So I feel like maybe they're still crash landing. No, they have to be on Coruscant already.
I have a sad confession to make. I think 3. It's been the longest since I've seen episode 3 out of any of the Star Wars movies. So
That's
it's
the
a
best
little
movie, though.
rusty.
a little rusty.
Yeah, I think
29.
it's that maybe when the scene where. Oh wait, is that too late? Maybe I'm thinking like where Anakin or Obi-Wan says, "No, that's too late."
Goodbye, old friend.
I'm
I don't
thinking.
know.
I'm thinking Anakin's making out with his Annie. I'm Priggers. She's behind the pillar. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly
The sex
what you're talking
scene.
about.
The sex scene in episode 3.
In front of the senators.
In front of the
that
senators.
giant blue guy. And Jar Jar.
I think I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that. They're kissing behind a pillar right after he like says, "I'll take care, sir," or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Stop it.
They
Yeah,
meet
I know what scene it is.
Yeah. They meet with the council after that, right? After they get back from the battle. I'm going to say they're
there
meeting
was
with the
a
council.
Yeah, the council. Okay. I don't know. Council scene. I'm thinking, what's the first scene with? Oh wait. Yeah, I was thinking the council scene as well. I'm trying to think what's in between there.
Yeah. You can have the
What's in
same
between-
guess.
Well,
And then if we're both right,
boring.
we can rub it in his face.
Well, you got to remember, like, who
I'm
is
gonna
it?
guess the scene where Anakin and Obi-Wan is talking about how basically they're asking Anakin to spy on Palpatine. Like when he's like, they're asking me to spy.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the temple. I think that's after the council scene, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
okay, so
I
the
haven't seen it
council.
in so long.
Wait, Obi-Wan asks him to do that.
Right.
Not
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
It's
So
before
during
he
that.
gets his seat on the council.
Okay.
But
How can you be on the council and not be a master? Well, it's happening right now, bitch.
it's outrageous.
It's outrageous.
It's currently happening.
It's unfair.
Oh, man. All right, so pause the episode if you're listening to this after the fact. Put your guesses in, see what's happening.
Where are we at? 11 minutes and Count Dooku is fighting.
Yeah, so if you're on the stream, I'm going to scrub through. 13 minutes, they're fighting Count Dooku still. So 20 minutes. That's a great. 20 minutes,
so
they're.
CGI'd in that scene. That looks so weird.
It's crazy. So they're still on the bridge there at 20.
Oh, okay.
Crash
Okay.
land.
24,
Oh,
they land.
Mopar's getting close.
25, they're talking.
Okay, this
Making
took
out behind
longer
the
than I
pillar.
thought.
Oh my God, the hairbrush scene. The hairbrush scene.
This is 29 right here.
Oh, you're close. Wait, is this 29?
This is right here, yeah.
And what's happening?
Oh, shit, what happened?
Oh, that's.
Sorry, I got low technology here.
Speed of rise.
Bam, there we go.
What are we at? Oh, so he's talking to Grievous,
just got to Utapau,
on Utapau.
Yeah.
God, those small scenes like Grievous landing on Utapau, you always forget to put those
That's
in.
quick, right in the middle, yeah. We'll give a 60-second grace period, though. So what happens right after that is...
This Jedi. Oh no,
No, it's the hairbrush scene.
hairbrush scene.
So if you guess the hairbrush scene, you technically win.
It's close.
What
Yeah.
do you win? That's a good question.
No one guessed Grievous landing on Utapau. If you did, get out. Stop lying.
Last time we did episode 3, I think I did guess Grievous landing on Utapau, but I wasn't right
Why
then
didn't
either.
You, well, you're wrong in 2 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
So, well,
None of us won.
none of us won. That's usually how it goes, though.
Yeah,
It's so difficult to pick.
it is a difficult
The
one.
I feel like
thing.
how many times have you done that game? I feel like after you do it a lot of times, you must get a grasp at least of like the part of that movie you just.
We try to spread it out
you
enough.
think so, but we haven't yet.
Yeah, it's difficult.
We've been doing it for probably 6 months now.
Yeah.
But with 10 movies, it's hard to...
10 movies. Whoa.
Whoever thought that was going to happen.
Yeah. Just think about that.
I think about it all the time.
I'm currently thinking about
Just wait for 2019. This is going to be the best year of... Basically the best year of nerddom ever.
it. They can come out with 10 movies, but only one good Star Wars game in the past five years.
Wait, which
Fair
one?
enough.
What's the one good one?
Battlefront 2.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's all right. I don't know why anyone would play it, but
My friend's 7-year-old kid came up to me this morning and said, Cody, I started playing Republic Commando on Xbox.
oh, perfect. Good. It's a good
And
game.
I was like, good choice, but that game's from 2005, right?
I did start playing through that game again because all the backwards compatibility stuff on Xbox One is so nice now.
Yeah.
I downloaded that, Jedi Academy. There's a handful of both Battlefronts. I just downloaded, even though I had them.
But we're living in this bubble, though. Elliot, you're on PC, so you probably have every Star Wars
yeah.
game ever made you can play.
Yeah, exactly. They sold these like Steam bundles with all the games for like
Yep.
$10. So yep.
Yeah.
I've never really played on console.
How crazy is that we're sitting here like the backwards compatibility was announced, and we were like, oh my God, finally, I can play KOTOR again on a console. Like, meanwhile, just get a PC. You can play whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's like updates like this.
Yeah,
like
just mods
they could
and
just
everything.
mod and
Yeah.
update it.
Yeah.
Now, we are huge fans of Knights of the Old Republic. KOTOR, is it a game that you have ever played or enjoy?
Nope, actually not.
Oh, wow, really?
I've not played as many old Star Wars games as I wish, and unfortunately, I've found that as much as a lot of people praise old Star Wars games, if you did not play it as a kid or when you were younger, it hasn't aged that well. So when you try to play it now for the first time, it tends to be kind of rough, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
so I wish I played more of them.
Yeah, I mean,
KOTOR,
it was buggy. It was buggy when it came out.
I would say a remaster of KOTOR though would surpass expectations.
Yeah, it's an RPG. It's not an action game. It's you're just building your character, and it's a story based game. So yeah, it's definitely one of our favorites. But I will admit, even now going back and trying to replay, it's like, why the fuck did I like this?
I'm just hoping that the new Fallen Order game is going to be something like that.
Now, do you have any info on that or any
leaks you can give us?
Nope. No, like I can say that there's not been any Game Changers events that I know of for that game whatsoever. And I think probably because it's like a story game, they probably don't want to risk any leaks whatsoever. So I know as little as you guys about it.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, when it's story driven like that, they're going to be giving away like big canon material in the game, so they don't want to leak any of that stuff. So we are going to get the first reveal of that though at Celebration.
Yeah, that's correct.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
I just, I went on a show yesterday with Rob and Steve talking about pre-celebration excitement, and I was like, I'm not sitting in line for any panels, but I kind of want to sit in line for that panel.
It sucks, man.
It might be worth it though. What if Fallen Order ends up being like the best Star Wars game ever made?
If they could,
and you're in there in that room, and something crazy happens, and they release, I don't know,
something crazy is going to happen, and then 10 seconds later, it's going to be on YouTube, and you'll be able to get the information anyways.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or they will have like a behind-the-scenes trailer you can only see there.
See, that's what I was saying. If they can guarantee that we would actually be in the right room.
Yeah, the right room.
Last year we sat through a line and we got put into like a holding fucking closet.
A holding tank.
Holding tank.
A drunk tank for the last
We
Jedi
waited
panel.
all night, came back, waited in the line again, and they filled the first theater, so we didn't even get to see it live. We had to watch it in like a theater room, and it was just being projected. And we're like, dude, this is
so which panel was that?
That was the Last Jedi panel.
Last Jedi panel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In Orlando.
That was the only one that we tried to get into.
It took half the weekend to do it.
I know, it's crazy, right?
It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of spoiled that I had like a pass, so I could just walk up to any panel and just go in. And it wasn't. They didn't. I don't think they meant to give us that, because we asked them, "Is this a special pass?" Like, no, it's the normal one. And then we were like, "We should try at least. Let's go up to this guy and ask if we can get in." They're like, "Wow, special guest. Yeah, sure, you can come in." And then we figured out. Then we noticed it worked on every single like the celebration store, every panel. We could just go up 5 minutes before the panel started and get in there. So,
but we do have a media badge. Maybe we should flash that around and try to.
No, I don't think that's anything for you.
Yeah, you just get tased. That's it.
I know. We had those in Orlando, and I was trying to get in early and like bypass the line, but no, they weren't having it.
Yeah,
go to
the media.
You gotta be an exhibitor.
Oh, you got to be important.
Yeah.
Like Elliot over here. Jesus Christ. Kidding.
If we get a booth next time, then we can have exhibitor badges and we'll be good to go.
We got a lot of people live with us, so I do want to shout some people out. But Marcus says 185 episodes and only under 400 subs. Well, to be honest, we weren't on YouTube for the longest time.
Yeah,
we were. I mean, it's an audio.
I mean, we're a podcast. Yeah. So this is just an added bonus, so you guys can see my Funko Pops. Otherwise, why did I buy them?
See,
and all my art that I got.
Good one.
So, and we actually have like 250 episodes. So that makes us even look even worse.
It's worse.
So,
yeah.
Thank you, Marcus.
That's awesome. All right.
What?
Battlefront. I played it this morning for the first time in a long time. See, it's one of those that I don't mind not playing it. I'll put it on the shelf. Well, whatever.
The digital shelf.
And then I'll bring it back out and I'll play it and I'll have just as much fun. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff lacking, and I don't want to shit on the game because I do think there's a lot of good points to it.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're like a year and a half into this game and we're just now getting Anakin, I'm like, dude, you should have released it with Anakin. Why are we waiting so long? It's just a character. Like, I didn't even think it would be that big of a deal. The other thing is, I was thinking on the drive over here, why don't they retro Battlefield or Battlefront 1 maps to Battlefront 2? Why can't you play those maps?
They did that with 1 or 2 of them, but I think basically, I wouldn't say the community was against it, but it's not as simple as porting them over. They had to redo a lot of stuff like lighting and whatever. So people basically like, oh, do you want this to bring back this map from Battlefront 1? Or do you want us to do new content? And I was like, why the fuck do you want the old stuff? We can have the new stuff. So they did port 1 or 2 maps over, but then the community kind of went against them because it was that or new stuff. As much as creating obviously a new map would take a lot longer than porting it over, but just as simple as getting, I don't know, a new game mode or something small. I think that's the simple reason. Now, because those maps were built for like separate game modes, so they would have to
that's true.
Make them for Galactic Assault and so on.
Now they're creating a battle royale in it.
No,
no, not at all.
No. This month it's like large scale, basically conquest plus assault, capital ships.
You knew that.
No,
conquest mode.
They need conquest mode because that's what the game was built on. The first and the second one, the originals. Like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, we've been nagging them about that for years, and now just now in what 1.5 weeks from now we're getting it finally.
Oh, nice. That's the thing that, and in the Star Wars fan community, you know how easily people can be just complaining about everything. So we try not to do that, but every time we bring up Battlefront, it does happen because I just think, you know, it's been a year and 4 months, a year and 5 months since release, and we're just now getting the conquest mode. We had that big reveal at E3 last year, and we were very excited that things were going to be happening by the end of 2018, and then it just keeps getting, like, 1 month is just Grievous, and then another month is just Obi-Wan, and then it just keeps getting delayed and delayed. I'm just
First of all, they should pack them together.
They just have us by the balls.
They should pack them together, have a good guy and a bad guy, and release that in 1 month. Have a good guy and a bad guy, and release it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It can be frustrating, but there's a lot of good points to Battlefront that I really do like.
Yeah.
The ease and the usage, I guess, ease of use. I don't know. That sounded weird.
That's not a real term.
But it is easy to like play as a hero, use the special abilities. It's very fluid. It's a very fluid game, and I think that might be something they can carry over to like a Fallen Order. The graphics are beautiful. I don't care what anyone says. It's just
I don't think anyone's ever said bad about that.
Stunning game.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it on a Simpleton Xbox One.
Simpleton. Some Amish console.
Some Amish. Dude, I crank it up and I got to feed my hamster and he runs around and...
Yeah, the hamster ever gets tired, the game just shuts off.
Dude, it's down to 720 and I can't, it's pixelated and
play on 720.
Can't take it.
Yeah.
So...
But what are you thinking about just like the state of the game as it is right now? Are you optimistic or...
As of right now, it's kind of open up in the air because we don't really know that anything's coming after March. I mean, this is the big update with this new big mode and like the ARC Trooper and the BX Commando Droid and stuff like that coming. But then we don't really know what's coming after, so we're still all waiting for that roadmap. Which means I don't know if I'm supposed to be. I don't like because I'm kind of sick of trying to be like, oh, we're probably gonna get this, and this, and this, and then we won't get it, and then you're disappointed. So I've been setting my expectations low, and then I'm happy for whatever we get afterwards.
That's the real statement. Is like I want to be geeked, but what happened with Battlefront and Battlefront 2? I really just got to be like, yeah, okay, let's see what happens when it comes out.
That's what we're doing with Fallen Order. I'm going in. I'm excited for it, but my expectations are they're so shot now that I'm expecting nothing. So even if they come out with a decent game that's very playable, I'll be happy, dude. I'll be very happy, especially with a story mode. I just want a good story.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. But on the other hand, I'm just looking at studio-wise, like Respawn, Titanfall 1 and 2, not huge successes in terms of sales, but they were really good games. And then now Apex just comes out and blows everyone's mind. And it's like, oh, they've literally thought about everything with this game. So as a studio, I have a very big faith in Respawn, who's making Fallen Order. So not so much, oh, it's under EA. I think it's more important which studio is making it.
Right.
And which is why I've got fairly high hopes for Fallen Order. And it's been in development. I think they've made the two Battlefront games under the same time that they've made one Fallen Order game. So that's huge. Could they screw it up? If they do screw Fallen Order up, I don't know what to say.
Star Wars games are over forever.
I'm quitting.
Yeah.
That is a huge development time, and I think the way they released Apex and how good it's gotten received is it's very telling for Respawn. So I think that's good news for us. You know, we're so used to any studio that's under EA, we just has a negative connotation. Like Anthem's not perfect. We've been upset with Battlefront games, et cetera, et cetera. But the way Respawn's been operating, I think they have a different spin on things. They're not being gripped by EA as hard as everybody else.
Gripped.
That's what I said.
Felt up by EA.
Yeah, it's like
just messing around, man. EA, something's got to happen, man. I'm excited for the future. I mean, we've got movies coming out. We got awesome stuff. We've got the spin-off series, dude. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for this Mandalorian shit. I'm hyped for all the small stuff that's coming out. And then EA comes around like the dirty uncle, and he's like, I got a game, baby. I got a game. And you're like, all right, dude.
You want to see this shit?
You want to see it? Come into my van. Hey, baby. Yeah, I'm excited. Well, we're going to get blown away at Celebration.
In Respawn, we trust, Superstorm says.
In Respawn, we trust.
I haven't even played Titanfall, but from what I've heard you, being a picky-ass gamer, talk about Titanfall, I will say that, yeah, in Respawn, we trust.
Yeah. Titanfall's, one of my favorite games of like the newer age.
That's good.
It didn't blow me away. There was nothing like one thing that was like, dude. But it was just, as a collective, it was a very smooth, very fun game.
Yeah.
First-person shooter.
Yeah.
It felt, I don't know what I mean by this, but it felt heavy. Like when you're running around and like you aim, it's just like a slower, heavier, not like Call of Duty feels light. You're just running and gunning. It's just zip, zap, zooms. Stop it.
I was going to say something. Zip, zap, zoom.
Yeah, but
Call of Duty 7,
Zip,
zap, zoom.
Titanfall 2 was a pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah.
So
good.
Now, what would you like if they picked maybe a couple things from Battlefront 2 that they would put into Fallen Order? What are maybe a couple things that you would like to see?
Interesting.
Not tricky since it's since it's such a different like game. Story single player versus multiplayer online.
Well, I guess what did they do well that you would think that might cross over into Fallen Order that might work well?
I mean, obviously, one thing to bring up is the visuals. The one thing I do know is that Frostbite, which Battlefront is made in, Frostbite games always look amazing, but I think they confirmed that Fallen Order was not made in Frostbite, so I don't know if that means we're going to get not as good graphics. I think it was Unreal, if I remember correctly, which also is a good engine, so obviously visuals. If I feel like it's a story game, visuals are more important to me than a multiplayer game where I grind the same map 50 times over. So I think that's going to be important. Other than that,
what about the abilities? Like I would like, even if you could map your abilities differently, but the way you use them in Battlefront is so smooth and so easy that maybe like, if it's like an RPG or something where you build your character and you can choose different abilities, you could map them to.
That would be really nice to do.
Oh
yeah, definitely. I mean, I like the way the abilities work in Battlefront, but I would like to customize them, like you say. I don't want to have the 3 same abilities for an entire campaign playthrough.
Right.
So I think something like that. But yeah, the way the abilities work, especially the force abilities, I would say one of my biggest gripes right now is how buggy the hero combat is, in particularly hero versus hero combat, because the force abilities cancel and glitch each other out, but they do work fantastically well against AI and normal troopers. And I'm assuming, since this is just going to be single player, if the force abilities work like they work against AI here, whether it's a force choke or push or something, because the whole ragdoll physics in this game was a big upgrade from the previous game, where like I remember the first couple of times you played and you did like a force push and you kind of see them fly away and bounce on something and die or something like that. So I think the ragdoll physics for a force power based game is very important as well.
Yeah.
Do we have fears of it turning into Force Unleashed 3?
I do. Absolutely.
You mean that it's going to be like too much force powers or like too strong,
or just
Star Destroyers kind of stuff? Or
yeah, like a little too extreme, you know? Like they're going to go crazy with the force powers and the tech they can do.
It has to separate itself from those games, Force Unleashed, which
that's where you have to lean on story.
They're solid games. They're solid games, and they're fun to play. But if it is just Force Unleashed 3, where there's nothing special about it, then that's going to be a letdown to me.
Yeah,
I need something different.
I don't think we need to worry about if you're referring to particularly the force powers and stuff, because I think now that they've kind of Lucasfilm seems to have such a tight control of every little thing that happens in movies, games, and so on. So I don't think we're going to have the whole thing pulling down Star Destroyers. After all, this is supposed to be what, like a Padawan we're following? So if he comes in there being more powerful than all the Sith and Jedi, that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, sure, it could still be a game that has bad story and whatever, but I don't think it's going to be the whole pulling Star Destroyers down thing. They're probably going to ask like, oh, can this character do this exact thing against this character? And Lucasfilm going to be like, okay, they can do that, but not that.
I'm sure you're going to grow
with though.
I'm sure you're going to grow with the character, though. I mean, I'm assuming during the story you're going to get stronger and get older.
Yeah, of course.
There's going to be some bit of time that's going to be.
But off of what you just said, I mean, I think the backlash to the legends being turned into legends early on, it becomes less and less of an issue over time, in my opinion, because it gives them more control to keep things consistent as they build the universe overall. Like they get to step back and like actually have more creative control with a storyline like Inversio or whatever's going to be happening in Fallen Order, and they can keep it consistent with the rest of the canon timeline.
Do we know if it's even like an open world?
I don't think they've said anything about that. That's not the feeling I've gotten. Well, we've gotten like what 5 sentences about the game, so hard to go off that. But I don't think it's going to be an open world, especially if it's going to be story driven. But I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think they've confirmed anything.
We'll find out in 3 weeks. Yeah,
it better be one where you can fall to the dark side.
That was honestly the best thing about KOTOR.
I very much doubt they're going to have a game where the story can go 2 ways.
I need it.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't see Lucas looking at all the content they put out the last couple of years, games, movies, comics, whatever. I just don't see them having like, oh, you can choose your own canon path here. I don't know.
That was one of the best things about KOTOR.
KOTOR, you can just make your own path. Yeah.
Almost.
But you can choose
it was just your own decisions.
But you can choose your powers too. Light side powers, dark side powers. If you're on the dark side, it's discounted.
Yeah, I guess I'm torn because the idea of... Well, at the same time, I was going to say the idea of a Padawan after Order 66 just leans itself to light side, but at the same time, like being tested and challenged and like, you know, tempted by the dark side.
But maybe they could, if they really want to have a split like that, couldn't they get around that the same way they do in Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game? They're like, oh, because it's like a game board, so we can just clash everyone together. What if they just have like, oh, it's a dream, or as long as we get to experience that, but it's not actually canon storytelling. Maybe that could be one way to get around it.
See, I wonder, that might get in the way, what you just said there, canon storytelling.
Well, that was tricky. They didn't have the opportunity to control that in KOTOR.
But why do we need canon story? Why can't this be an offshoot? Why does it have to be, we're creating a character that's going to be a part of the whole thing? It can just be separate. I don't know. I'm just biased on that stuff. I want my own shit, man. I want to live in the Star Wars universe as a character that I create, and that's it. Not one that you prefabricated a story around. That's canon, and now there's 3 books and a comic about him.
Kumar says, kind of prefers something linear instead of choices like an RPG.
Okay.
I think it depends on the whole point of the game. I would like both. If this is going to be full out canon, then make it full out canon so that I can see things that happen in the game. Maybe I'll see it in other media material elsewhere, in a comic or in a movie even. But then also, I would love a game where I can just, I don't know, pick if you want to be a bounty hunter or a Jedi and which race you're going to be and things like that.
I want a Wookiee. I want to be a fucking Wookiee.
That'd be dope.
And just smash people. I want just the X button to be rip people in half. That's what I want. I want to just decimate.
That's good power. Yeah, for a Wookiee.
Wookiee decimate.
Rip their arms off.
Oh man,
Superstorm says this is the problem with Star Wars. What we've been gabbing for a while. I don't know exactly what you're referring to.
There's almost the canon part of like control.
Yeah, there's kind of just like limitations when you start talking about canon in Star Wars, because I don't know, it just kind of
limitations in one sense. Yeah, but I mean like after Return of the Jedi, or I should say after 7, 8, 9. There is nothing written. They can do whatever they want. So why would they waste time making Legends material when they can expand the canon timeline indefinitely, basically?
Yeah.
They can really do whatever they want. So if they have a specific amount of effort focused on writing new storylines and new characters, I think it makes sense that it's all going to be canon, obviously.
I think it's all up to the story writing, the author or whoever. I want a Fallout-esque Star Wars game. That's what I'm talking about.
That'd be cool.
Like but that would be so
Set
difficult.
on Alderaan after it gets blown up.
Well, great. Ooh. That would be difficult to have an open world because you would have to create so many worlds if you're going to be able to go planet to planet.
Yeah.
That would be because
that's tough.
You got to just create 12 Skyrims in one game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's intense.
That would be perfect, though.
Snack Turtle says Elliot hates ATSTs.
ATSTs?
You don't want us to talk about ATSTs.
A lot of things have been ruined for me because of Battlefront. Like, I hate ATSTs. I hate Wookiees. They're just annoying as hell.
Wookiees are so overpowered in that game.
Wookiees, they are, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. I run away from a Wookiee and Darth Vader. I'm like, fuck him, man. I'm going right at him. I'm going right at his ass. But a Wookiee, I'm like, shit, run.
I know what you mean about the ATSTs, too. They're just, like, unstoppable. You can't do anything about them.
That is weird. So... in the...
like the difference in power between things?
Well, just like when you're trying to bring down an AT-AT, like if I'm in a starfighter, I should be able to mess it up without the shields being down. It's a starfighter.
Well, that would just completely ruin the balance if you could just take it out with one starfighter.
What if... let me switch it up a little bit. What if you had like a proton torpedo that you would have to hit it with and then the shields went down, just like on the battlefield where you got to get those cannons to bring it down? That would be cool because that would give you at least a different opportunity and the battleground would be split.
Yeah.
You'd have to, and it would all be focused on the same thing. Stop, table.
What do you keep in the table?
Tables are solid. You can't go through them. I just learned that today. Yeah, there's a lot of things, but now do you get pissed at people when they call them AT-ATs?
Not pissed, but I wonder who taught him to say that. Like, seriously?
Yeah, exactly. See,
we're on some level beyond pissed, though. I love that.
We're on the same page, yeah. Because what is AT-AT? It's an AT-AT. That's awesome.
Exactly.
AT. Ooh.
AT.
Stop.
Those ATs on Geonosis.
Man, the Geonosis one is tough. That is one that they added that I'm like, wow. That battlefield it's stretched over such a long area, and it's the process of the battle is extended so long. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's cool. I always like to see prequel stuff. Like,
yeah, do you think they went like too hard on the original trilogy stuff at launch and then tried to like make it up by giving us a lot of Clone Wars content?
Yeah, I think they should have focused a bit more on. I mean, it was only Darth Maul and Yoda. I think that was like the prequel heroes, which at least make it evenly split in between the eras. So
but Yoda is a prequel. Like that, Yoda's.
Yeah, but Yoda when he's fighting is a prequel.
That's true, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah. So I think they they were initially planning to put all the stuff that we've gotten this year, or like late last year. We're probably supposed to get just months above, but then the whole loot box shit. And then after they finally fixed the game, it's like, oh, by the way, all of you guys are needed on Battlefield, and then nothing happened with Battlefront 2 until now.
I've noticed
knowing like the developers, and it's just their frustration as well. They want to give us that, but I was like, nah, I need you for Battlefield.
I can imagine.
So, yeah,
I can imagine being a huge Star Wars fan working at DICE and like, man, if Grievous and Obi-Wan came out at the same time, that'd be so fucking dope. But then Boss or EA or whoever, just like, nah, bro, you got to work on some World War II stuff right now.
World War II,
like,
make a gun.
I can imagine that being frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, we did talk when it came out. It was too heavily weighted towards original trilogy stuff. And I feel like they were trying to, this was our assumption, but do that on purpose because Star Wars fans like the original trilogy stuff more. But I think they were rudely awakened when everybody was like, where's fucking Anakin? Where's Obi-Wan?
Why? Dude, Obi-Wan is like the staple Jedi. Why was he not in the original release?
Yeah.
That's
a good question.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had a point. Oh, why can't we fight on Scarif?
Yeah, where's the Rogue One stuff?
Yeah, that's probably the most requested thing to bring from the last game. Like, bring us Krennic, Jyn, Scarif. I don't know. It's probably the same thing as I brought up earlier about porting maps over, that people would rather have them build new stuff that they haven't seen. But I feel like if they do, I don't know how long they're going to continue with the game, like I said, but if they do, now they've at least gotten all the core prequel characters in and so on, I would love to get Jyn and Krennic back. I'm sure it would be easier for them to give us Jyn and Krennic and Scarif than make two new heroes that we haven't seen before and a completely new map. I mean, they have to be able to reuse the assets from the last game to some degree.
Krennic was in the first one?
Yeah, they had that big Rogue One update.
Yeah. Because
they had a multi-level game mode then, back when they had the Rogue One stuff. Space Battle, and then the landing on Scarif and all that fun stuff.
What's up, Jakota? One of ours is popping in.
One of ours.
One of our people.
Welcome.
Welcome. Oh, man. Yeah, the gaming stuff, it's frustrating because there's a lot. First of all, it's overwhelming. There's so much content coming out here and there, and Apex Legends launches, and you could barely get your foot in the door with that before something else launches, and you're like, oh, I got to catch up with that.
You got to do it full time.
Yeah. It's difficult to keep up with. So you got to like pick and choose what you want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you getting into right now outside of Battlefront?
I would say it's mostly Apex. I mean, lately
Nice.
I've played mostly Battlefront and Apex. So yeah, and I was gonna play Anthem. I played that a bit but then obviously that kind of flopped with a lot of end game stuff, which made me lose motivation. But for me, it was just okay. I played Anthem during the beta and so on. I thought it was pretty good. I'm excited to play it. And then like, oh wait, we're making Apex. Okay, I'm done with Anthem because not that it's the same kind of game, but I like to focus on 1 or 2 games. I hate playing like 10 games at once. I want to focus on one game, get good at that. So when Apex came out, I prioritized that over Anthem, and now it's basically Battlefront 2 and Apex that I play.
Nice.
Apex is fun. I still haven't spent enough time in it though. Yeah. I'm just terrible at it. Dude, there's kids out there, 10-year-olds in Germany, just fucking me up. Just fucking me up and talking shit, and I don't know what they're talking about, but I suck. And who is this guy? I'm like, I don't know.
Why was that a Jamaican accent? Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Well, he was born in Jamaica, but he moved to Germany and he talks shit now.
I understand.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm way behind on things, you know. It's easy to go back to Star Wars. It's easy to go back to Mass Effect or Dark Souls for me. But yeah, I haven't dove into Apex yet. So,
have you ever played the Mass Effect series?
Actually, only Mass Effect Andromeda. I know that's not the best place to start at.
Interesting.
It's a place.
Yeah, one thing I'll say is just I've never really been much into single-player games. Like I can pretty much count the single-player games I played on one hand. It's almost at that level.
Gotcha.
Which is why, like, when people like in Battlefront, oh, I want some more offline stuff. Like, that's good for you, but I don't give a shit. I only care about the multiplayer stuff because that's for me personally. I just don't get the same satisfaction of killing mindless AI compared to actually, unless it's a really good story. Like I have some games like Portal 2, I love Halo 1 and 2, and so on. But it needs to be something special for me to stick with a single-player game.
Halo is
That's
also
why Fallen Order is so important for us.
Halo. You can click that legendary button, and all of a sudden, it's fun to kill AI because it's hard, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard quick.
Yeah.
Also, I suck at that too. I'm just bad at games now. Like if you go back
everything.
you go back to Mario, and I'll still rip one, but I'm bad at games. I'm just a half step slow now.
I still haven't dove fully into the Switch. You know, I got that to play the newer Pokemon, and then there was a Dark Souls remaster that was out on Switch, but I still really haven't dove in. I haven't played Smash Brothers really at all. I'm behind. I'm so behind.
Don't you want to play that?
I do want to, but I haven't.
Then go home and play it today.
It sounds so easy.
It sounds.
But that's not how it works.
Pretty sure it's just an on button, and then it does all the work for you.
Oh damn, you're right. Shit.
Games are crazy.
It
now.
wouldn't turn on. That's what was going on. I was like, this is boring.
Plug it in. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, let's see here. Have you seen Captain Marvel?
Yes, I saw it last week.
Oh, nice.
Here we
and
go.
You finally saw it. There we go.
I saw it yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you a huge MCU fan? Yeah or no?
Yeah, I would say I am. I mean, I would say last year at least with Infinity War and all, it was. I wouldn't say. I mean, Star Wars I follow in a different way, but I was more hyped for like Infinity War than Solo, for instance, and things like that. So I would say I'm a big MCU fan. I watch pretty much all the movies on release day or similarly.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I know you're not as hardcore into it as you are with Star Wars or Thrones or something, but yeah, I mean, I watched all of them leading up to Infinity War. I kind of want to rewatch the newer ones and then go see Captain Marvel again while it's still in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I noticed.
I'm hyped, man.
I already noticed on the Microsoft Store on Xbox, Aquaman's available. Into the Spider-Verse is available already. And then this thing, I mean, they fucking go. It's crazy how quick it is now. Because I feel like 10, 20 years ago, a movie would come out and then you would hear nothing about it for like 6 to 8 months. And all of a sudden it'd show up on like a Blockbuster shelf. And you're like, what?
Oh, they're churning that stuff out quick now.
Yeah. Blockbuster,
that's
by
why
the
I like
way.
flying, because like when you fly, they always have like the middle part where it's still in the movies, but you can also watch it on the plane, which is pretty nice.
I never watched a movie like that on a plane. like on the plane, like with the TV in the back seat and everything.
Yeah.
I always do.
I've never been on a good enough flight to.
Southwest has they have their own internet.
Yeah.
And you go on there, you can watch live movies for free.
Yeah.
So I just do that, and I watch it on my phone or tablet or whatever.
I usually just watch Star Wars.
I don't. I've seen those ones. I've seen those.
I'm trying to practice guess the scene. I just watch every time I fly. I watch Star Wars, so I can win the prize, the grand prize.
Let me bring out my notes for episode 3. Let's see here. Chops head off. There we go.
So yeah, Captain Marvel.
Captain
What do you
Marvel.
think? First thoughts. Initial thoughts.
It was a great movie. That was my initial thought. It was cool because I didn't know anything about Captain Marvel, so this is like the introduction to her. I thought her power was cool. Now I will get into that a little bit later, but I thought it was cool that she was just a human. It wasn't like she was an alien coming down with these crazy powers. She was just a girl. She's just a girl.
I'm confused on that part though.
She's just a human, and then the energy from the core, like she absorbed it, and that's where she got her power.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but when she crashed and he saw that scene at the very beginning of the movie, and she looked at her hand and she was bleeding green.
Yeah, but they said she got a blood. Oh wait, I don't know. People in the chat, by the way, you might want to tune out if you don't want to get spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
that's true. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, they said they did a blood transfusion. So that's
Yeah,
why.
but that was after she crashed and then got abducted by Jude Law, though.
See, so my thoughts were, because they were going in and like messing with her mind. So I think she might have actually been like remembering incorrectly, or something along those lines. Because
That's where I'm confused.
she would assume she would be bleeding green because she thought she was one of the.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. That's a mind fuck.
Yeah, but I think because there was so much mind play in that movie that I think she was so confused she didn't really even know. Yeah, I thought it was a solid movie. It was probably one of my top favorite introductions into I thought it was better than Aquaman.
Yeah, I agree. I pretty much agree with exactly what you said. It was not my favorite Marvel movie, but not the worst one either.
Yeah.
It's, middle/top tier for me. Good movie overall.
Yeah. It's hard to judge sometimes because we're getting to that point where like almost all the Marvel movies are good.
Except for
So
Ant-Man
saying
2.
like it's not as good as Infinity War doesn't really mean anything because all the movies, when they're lower stuff like Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel and like, yeah, it's a good movie. It's great. They hit all the points. It was good start to finish. I wasn't bored. Good after credit scenes. Good Easter eggs.
They also they infused it into the MCU so well, just being 10, 20 years ago, 90s. And how like Nick Fury was a part of it. I'm not even like a big Nick Fury fan, but then to know like he became a believer and started understanding about how all this works through Captain Marvel.
That was dope.
Also, I like that they didn't call her Captain Marvel on screen.
Dope.
Oh, that's true. They never said that, right?
No, because it's Marvel.
Right. I'm
And
so
then he's-
stupid. It took me the entire movie. They said Marvel, and I never even made a connection that's Marvel. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he pronounced it wrong. And he's like, I like that better.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Dude says, or Whammon, sorry, Superstorm. The dream was altered. She never bled green. So that would fix my only confusion about the movie, which was like, I saw her like, she was bleeding green and out of her nose and everything. Like I thought she was a Kree. So she is a human
Yeah, she's a human.
through and through.
Yeah, she was
One
born.
thing I thought was weird though was that. Wait, that was which stone was? That's the Tesseract. That's the soul. No, that's not the soul. That's the Space Stone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that basically she could absorb part of the Space Stone's power and become more powerful than people who are literally using the stone, whether that's like Vision or when they had a scepter. Maybe that's why she's so powerful, because she actually absorbed the power. It wasn't just using the stone. I don't know, because I thought that was weird. She became so ultra powerful compared to like literally... I mean, Ronan used Power Stone, and he was not that powerful. He couldn't just fly around and wreck everything.
Right.
So
Yeah, but I think it was a little bit of the stone's power as well as her mentor's engineering of the usage of the power. Like she was creating this. What was that type of engine? Like a special
Lightspeed engine.
So it wasn't just using the power.
Because she got zapped by the engine, not by the Tesseract.
Exactly.
Itself. Yeah.
So I don't know. That was my one kind of like, of course. It was kind of that Superman-esque thing where does the power end? What is her weakness? Like she She can fly. She can shoot. She's like bulletproof now. She's also smoke show. She looks sexy doing everything that she's doing. And then because at the end when she flew into space, I was like, of course. And then she starts just running through the ships. I'm like, okay, so
yeah. I mean, yeah.
It was kind of just a Superman thing, and we always talk shit about Superman because of that. Because outside of green rocks, he's just unstoppable. Even when he dies, he doesn't die. Like, what the hell is happening?
Well, that's just a bad movie, though.
He doesn't like Emerald. He's just terrible.
He's pissed.
Terrified.
No green screens.
Green screens.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
where does it rank compared to Black Panther? Because that was one of those breakthrough standalone films.
I have it lower than Black Panther, personally.
I don't actually. I hate. Sometimes I hate comparing movie to movie because I don't know. I would probably put them similarly. I would say.
Yeah,
I think I need to see it again to say for sure.
I'm actually going to put it slightly above Black Panther because I thought there was some story issues for me in Black Panther that when his brother came back and then destroyed the plants. So I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like,
yeah, there was a little silliness with what they had to drink that herb to become powerful or whatever,
or to strip them of the power. Because that's when they were doing the battles, the ritual battles.
I thought they made some tea to be strong.
I don't know. I'm just saying there is some small stuff in Black Panther.
Need to watch it again.
But he's also one of the coolest characters I've ever seen. Black Panther is just a cool hero.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, where she could just do whatever. I just liked it because it was in the 90s. I got to listen to some 90s music.
Yeah, that's why they did it right now. Because all of us are going to go buy that stuff because we're like, yeah, nostalgia, Blockbuster. Yeah. Nirvana. Yeah.
Nirvana. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she didn't seem, in that movie, she seemed very powerful. But on the scale of things with like Thor and Thanos and everybody, like she doesn't seem crazily more strong than Thor is.
Well, I think the biggest thing is she's limited. I mean, she's a human. You strip her down, and she's just a human.
Yeah.
So you still have to think about and react to stuff.
She's stronger than Star-Lord.
Oh yeah.
Star-Lord is half human and half planet. That
is true.
Guardians 2 is not the greatest thing ever, but like the revelation that he is literally just like half of a being that is planets, like, was outrageous to me.
It is ridiculous.
I just hate Star-Lord after the Infinity War. Fuck him, seriously.
Oh yeah, God, I know he ruined everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have saved on a movie if Star-Lord didn't get
saved him a couple $100 million.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. So who is your favorite DC hero and favorite MCU hero?
That's a good question.
Don't take too long.
Oh yeah, Marvel. I'd probably say probably Iron Man, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it has to be based off of the MCU films because Iron Man wasn't a really relevant hero before the films, from my understanding. Because in the comic book series,
I haven't read the comics, so
yeah,
I just base it off the movies.
Same here. Yeah.
Well, I mean same.
I mean, he was never he's similar to Batman for the MCU, but he was never as big as Batman. So I think a lot of people said that starting off the MCU, my iPad's about to die. Starting off the MCU with Iron Man as like the main protagonist was a little risky because Iron Man, like general public wise, wasn't really known that well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that answer though.
So is yours Iron Man?
No.
What is yours? Commander?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hero or villain? Hero?
Yeah.
Or character? Yeah.
Hero. Ooh. MCU.
I'm gonna pull up the chat so that my iPad doesn't die. Why don't you answer?
Okay.
First.
Welcome, Shinobi. We'd like to see you.
He said he's hungover as fuck.
He's hungover. That's all of our listeners. They're all hungover. You guys have celebrate St. Patty's Day in Sweden?
Not really. I was out this Friday and I saw a bunch of like
drunken idiots.
Someone had a green hat on. I was like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day today, but apparently it wasn't this Friday. So I don't know. I wouldn't say we celebrated a lot, but
technically it's today.
It's right now.
It's today's St. Patty's Day.
Cheers, everybody.
So cheers to nothing.
Cheers.
Skål. Yeah, that's a difficult one because now we're getting into. Well, you watch Civil War, and you're like, okay, this is the group, and then they start fucking adding more in later, and you're like, wait a second,
Yeah.
Who is it? It's hard for me. Okay, I'll admit it's hard for me not to say Spider-Man. I love me some Spider-Man.
So are we? Here's the question: are we talking MCU? Or are we talking Marvel?
See that? Yeah, because then you start getting into the X-Men. Or were you gonna say an X-Men?
Oh, okay.
Well, I was just gonna say I feel like most fans would say Spider-Man comic-wise is way bigger than Spider-Man MCU-wise. So far, we haven't gotten.
Well, Spider-Man also had that '90s series, and that was a large part.
Right.
Why I got into it.
Yeah.
I also like the Spider-Verse. The fact that there's so many different types of Spider-Men, Spider-Women, Spider-Beings.
I'm gonna say Doctor Strange.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Actually, I knew there was a big one that my mind wasn't thinking of, and that was it.
I like that he's really smart. He's a doctor. He's like an expert surgeon, but like he doesn't have any power. He's just really smart, and he can learn that whole metaphysical wizardry very quickly.
Spells and incantations
So
for the talents to use them. It's quoting Skyrim over here, man. That stuff's burned into my soul.
Everything's for sale.
Everything's.
Yeah, I say Doctor Strange.
I'm not gonna agree with you, but that was the one that I was thinking of. I'll stick with Spider-Man.
So Elliot, DC then.
Yeah. DC, I haven't followed as much. Like again, it's mostly based on movies, which makes it a lot less of a selection than Marvel, of course.
Well, let's see. We've got 20 Batman movies, and
yeah, that's what I was gonna go with. Batman. It's like 'cause Batman is just great, you know, especially like the whole trilogy, Dark Knight trilogy as well.
Oh yeah.
It was just so good. Some of my favorite superhero movies ever. So I think based on the fact that the Dark Knight trilogy is better than pretty much any DC stuff after that, I'm probably gonna say Batman.
I don't have to think Batman for
Batman.
sure. I'm not a huge DC fan in general, so I love Batman. I think as a kid he's probably my favorite superhero, but I really don't like the rest of DC that much at all. So definitely Batman.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna say Batman, but Wonder Woman is also insane. Like I like the culture behind Wonder Woman. I like her powers. I like that she's like a half deity. I like that. Aquaman also got a huge jump up during the Aquaman film. Dude, his power is insane. And it's cool because I always thought, okay, he could talk to fish and he swims fast. Like, how is that powerful? And then they go into the sea and you really start seeing the technology behind it. Dude, it's insane. He's riding a water dragon in the thing. Dude.
A water crab Balrog.
Dude, a water Godzilla. It was a water Godzilla. So I mean, it's always will be Batman for me, but it's not as far above Wonder Woman and Aquaman now.
Will it be Batman Forever?
What did you say?
You see what I did there?
Batman Forever.
If anyone is listening to this and hearing us rave about Batman, we do have our fanboy commentary, which we've done not only to the Star Wars movies, but to the 90s Batman films.
Yeah, so something we like to do is we went back through all the Star Wars films and we recorded our voices over the films, kind of ranting and raving during the watching. So that is available, and we also did the 90s Batman films, like Commander said, and it got really wonky quick because the 90s Batmans,
and Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is honestly a delight to watch with our commentary. It's insane.
They're pretty fun to watch.
It's outrageous.
It's one of those, like, you've already watched the film, so you want to like give it a little spin, so you sync us up and you listen to it, so it's fun. But yeah, so with all the new people in the chat, if you guys want to check it out, it's in the feed on iTunes or wherever you want to find it.
You can find it. So yeah, we're all agreed on Batman.
Batman's the answer. Well, that's cool because he doesn't have any power. Yours much more relatable. Like he's just a dude.
Iron Man doesn't have power.
That's why I like Iron Man. Same thing as Batman.
Boom.
They're just wealthy and pissed. Wealthy and pissed.
Wealthy.
Rich,
smart.
genius detectives. I guess
That's
Iron Man's
also-
not a detective,
that's
but
also-
rich geniuses.
Kind of funny how Detective has been like pulled away from Batman. He's more of a hands-on physical dude.
Well, I saw a quote about the next Batman movie titled The Batman. Affleck's obviously stepping down, but I saw a quote that is going to be the focus of it. That Batman is like the world's greatest detective, but in the recent movies, we don't really get to see him being a detective. So it's going to kind of spin it, and that's going to be a major focus of the movie, which I'm very interested around.
They integrated a little bit because you got to think like in the Dark Knight series. Didn't he pulled that bullet out of the wall and he was like scanning?
Made like a 3D model of it or whatever.
Yeah, he was just. It's ridiculous, honestly. We got a lot of people in here saying Thor, The Flash,
But out of all the new DC movies, I mean, for me, Wonder Woman is kind of a clear winner. I don't know about you guys. What do you think?
Batman versus Superman.
I really love Batman vs Superman.
Easily.
I feel like it gets hate that on Last Jedi level that I don't understand.
Dude, it's such a fun movie.
I really don't get. It's not. I wouldn't say it's fun.
Well, it's dark.
It's dark
DC.
and brutal and yeah. It's like it's terribly
Wait,
dark.
Someone else actually enjoys it? Because I feel like when I say that I enjoy Batman versus Superman, I'm just like, what the fuck? Are you stupid? Like,
Right?
It's the worst movie ever. Like, it has a lot of flaws, sure, but I still enjoy the movie.
Oh yeah, it's a fun movie, and it's funny because
Doesn't have that
it's
many
called
flaws.
Batman vs Superman, and then they end up like almost not fighting, and then they join up.
I think
and
it's a dumb name. The biggest flaw of the movie, I think, is the title.
Oh no, Doomsday.
And the fact that they showed Doomsday in the trailers before the movie, that was the stupidest thing ever.
I didn't remember that.
I don't
Now
remember that
I will
either.
say the director's cut is definitely worth a watch. We always
yeah.
sing the praises of that because they had some brutality and violence in the director's cut or the extended scene version.
Yeah.
Woo, baby, that makes it a true DC.
That's
film.
why I would really love, and I'm probably on par with the DC
R-rated.
fanboys, is like a Snyder cut of Justice League, because I feel like it could have been something.
They had a lot of potential.
I think it really triggered for me because I've been a proponent of BVS for a while, but then going back and watching Watchmen and realizing that Zack Snyder did Watchmen, and I never realized that before, was like, oh yeah, he should have just done all of Justice League. Like, I want to see that cut of Justice League. It could have been something.
Yeah, because didn't they cut halfway through and change directors or something like that?
I can't remember exactly what happened, but yeah, something like that.
I mean, Justice League was like, I'm usually pretty positive, not whether it's just games or movies or something. I never have this like, oh my god, I hate this movie, it's the worst thing ever made. But when I was watching Justice League, I was like, this is so bad. Like, I don't know why, but I rarely have that feeling. But when I watched Justice League, I just felt like they did mistake after mistake after mistake in terms of like directing and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah.
I feel bad because I
like
felt that way watching Aquaman too.
Oh, I loved Aquaman.
I'm gonna say it. Like, I just did.
I'm
And
excited.
but then it was over, and I was like, I feel like I shouldn't have felt that way the whole time, but I did.
Well, there was
That's my
like
real
those
reaction.
obvious scenes in Aquaman with the love scene in Italy where you're like, why the fuck am I watching this right now? This is supposed to be a superhero movie and they're eating flatbread pizzas in Sicily. I'm like, this doesn't matter.
Shooting wine at people.
Shooting wine at people. I thought that was actually kind of cool. There was obvious stuff. Dude, Star Wars is the same way. It has obvious stuff that you're like, what the hell are they doing? This is a great movie.
Midichlorians.
Midichlorians.
What are those? I actually love midichlorians.
I'm okay with them.
I was thinking about that. I was listening to the episode where I feel like you disagreed with me just to make a point. I was like, no, midichlorians are great. It's a great explanation. I love it.
Yeah, it wasn't an argument. It was more on the lines of the way they described the Force coming from midichlorians, and I think that might be misconstrued because when we see Luke talk about midichlorians or talk about the Force, it's the stress between good and bad, life and death.
So much better.
So when he's dropping knowledge in Episode 8, I thought it was a little more clear, focused view of the Force and how it works. So.
Yeah.
So what was your thoughts on Episode 8? Because it's pulled all over the place.
Also, your thoughts on
yeah.
midichlorians.
I actually, what I usually say is that I think it's better than The Force Awakens personally, because I thought The Force Awakens was, I don't want to say boring, but I feel like The Last Jedi for me has a lot higher highs, but also a lot lower lows, with some parts being really, really bad, but also some parts I really loved, like to much more than I did with parts in Force Awakens. So it's a bit like Battlefront 2, love and hate relationship. I don't know. I prefer it over The Force Awakens, and I don't at all feel like this entire, it's the worst thing, it ruined Star Wars, whatever, like that. Nowhere near that, but there are really bad stuff, there are really good stuff as well.
Yeah, I think that's the case with almost all of them. I do see the point that 7 is very
cookie cutter.
Yeah, I would say safe.
It's a Star Wars movie.
Safe, for sure.
Well, it's also the launch of the franchise, the relaunch of the franchise.
But it hits all those safe points so well that I just fucking love it so much.
Yeah, it's Episode 4 2.0.
No, it's way better than Episode 4.
Big death ball again.
Episode 4 10.0.
Trench run. Poor farmer, scavenger. I mean, we hit dust planet.
3PO doesn't walk around a desert for like 10 minutes.
No,
so
BB-8 does.
He doesn't walk, he rolls.
Oh yeah, that's
can't
the
hear what he
difference.
says.
Oh yeah, that's the difference. There we go.
We figured it out.
That's the only difference between those two movies. Woman protagonist, BB-8 rolls.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
this one, the 8-ball. He runs around the desert.
I never thought of that before.
BB 8-ball.
I never thought of that before.
BB-8.
Wow.
That's why I'm
Was
here.
that intentional though?
Yes. 8-ball. Corner pocket.
Oh, which one's your favorite of all the new Star Wars movies?
See, this is difficult because it changes every day, every hour. Actually,
does.
ask me in 10 minutes.
Honestly, it does, yeah. We've both said 7 for a while.
Yeah, I think.
You changed to Rogue One.
Yeah, I think a Rogue One is probably my favorite still. I think it's more watchable. Like it's a beginning to end storyline, and then it's just done. It's a good, solid stand by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Rogue One.
There are moments when I watch Solo and then I want to say Solo. I think I always fall back to Force Awakens though. 7. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, it is cookie cutter, but at the same time, it's solid. We introduce a lot of new stuff. Kylo Ren's a badass. Snoke's cool. Hux and Kylo have a good relationship. Han and Chewie being old. There's a lot of stuff there that just peaks Star Wars. I love it.
If the only two that I would consider to be my top are Rogue One and 8. It depends because 8 you
And
just
8?
have to you'd have to get over the bad parts in 8, but the good parts are great. So
Wait, so 7's not even a contender for number 1?
I think it's slipping, man. I think it's slipping.
Revelations.
Revelations. BB-8. Revelation. Revel 8.
Episode 8.
It was-
PB-8.
Stop.
Damn.
Dude, K2SO is the most badass droid outside of HK.
Why can't I be K2 in Battlefront?
That's true. Battlefront updates.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Can you please update the
Actually,
game?
I've seen a lot of suggestions for heroes in the game, but I don't think I've ever seen a suggestion for K2SO, if I'm going to be honest. So,
I just feel like if they really wanted to go balls deep and they just wanted to add every character they could, like, yeah, Jin and Krennic should come out at the same time. I feel like K2 could be a great hero.
It could just be a bundle. Guess what? You get Scarif, Jin, and Krennic. Boom.
Yeah. Well, no, and K2.
Who?
K2 SO?
Oh my God. Did you hear? I think we talked about it. Anthony Daniels talked shit to Anthony Tudyk about
was that
Alan
the part
Tudyk.
about not being in the actual suit? or
yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? It was like
No.
during the making, and Anthony Tudyk made a comment. Alan. He made a comment about how difficult, it's more difficult than it looks to try to like act with it's like a partial suit. And Anthony Daniels is like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. I had to sit in this metal suit and not like bend my knees for 3 weeks. I was like, dude, why are you talking shit?
What?
Was it actually serious though? I thought that was just like kind of
First of
fun
all,
banter.
I've heard. I don't want to talk shit.
All the droids are cussing at each other, probably.
Yeah, they all do. You're a big bitch, and you're not too. So, outside of Star
man.
Wars, what do you do? What do we got here?
Oh, that's a tough question. Outside of Star Wars, what do you even do outside of that?
I know
That's true.
You wake
That's a good
up.
question. Literally, it's like,
No, I guess I have like a big interest in food overall. So if I don't cook food, I watch a lot of food videos, food series, and things like that.
That's
I like,
awesome.
Like I traveled to Japan to basically eat food. Like that's kind of what I did. My cousin went with me because he wanted to watch the temples and stuff, and I was like, I want to eat food, okay? So
it's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, behind the scenes, Elliot likes food
and sour beer.
and sour
And
beer.
sour beer, yeah.
That's awesome. Now, our in the States, breweries are ridiculous now, and they're popping up. Every street corner's got one. I'm literally looking at a
There's two.
brewery right
No,
now.
there's two.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then there's a bar across the street. So is it the same in Sweden where like craft beer is exploding all over?
I would say so. Yeah, there's a lot of craft beer here, like local beer you can get. Just like because we have a monopoly, like the state has monopoly in all alcohol, so it's only the state-owned stores that can sell alcohol, which is kind of annoying, but also good because that means the standard is always high in all stores. But then they have like local. Oh, so I've got one couple of miles away here, and they only sell that on my local store and not around the country. So there's a lot of craft beer, and they have like the beer and whiskey festival here in Stockholm every year. That at least the last 2 years I've been there, which is fantastic. You can just try everything. You get like small just taste tests of everything, and you get really drunk at the end of the night because you just too much beer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
We have to go to Beer Fest.
Well,
next time.
When we're at the celebration, you'll have to stop in. We're doing an event at a brewery. And
Oh, you are?
Yeah. So we're gonna just talk Star Wars. We're gonna do a live podcast. Motor Row Brewing in Chicago. It's like a couple streets away from the convention center. Yeah. But Friday night, yeah, you should come out and we'll skull. We'll skull together.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you're not bumping shoulders with the DICE developers or anything.
DICE developers.
Now we'll see. At the moment, I feel like I have like nothing planned for Star Wars Celebration because I know I'm just keeping it open. I know EA will probably have something one evening, and then I think like Alex and Molly, they have like the Schmodown on Saturday or something. But other than that, I'm just keeping it open. See what options I have.
Cool.
Well, that's the hard.
So right now, I have nothing on Friday, so yeah.
Nice.
It'll be after the show too. We're going.
Yeah, after the
party.
convention hall closes. But that's the hard thing about Celebration, right? Like
You're pulled in so many directions.
there's no schedule
until the day of.
Like episode 9 panels Friday, something Saturday, episode 1 panels Monday. But what time? Like there's no schedule. Are we getting in line for things? What's the wristband situation?
Yeah,
Like,
what
it's
exactly? I don't even know how the line system is going to work. Is it going to be the same as last time where you stand in line the day before, then you get a wristband, and then you're guaranteed to get in the next day? Or is it going to be like digital or something? Or
It wasn't
Do you guys
guaranteed.
know?
So I'm
Nothing's
not
guaranteed.
doing it. No way.
Wait, so even if you got a wristband, you were not guaranteed to get in?
No, because
That's what happened when we got in that extra.
That's what happened?
That satellite theater is we got a wristband, but then they ran out of room. So we got into the other theater watching the live stream of the main theater on the screen.
Yeah, that's just great planning there.
Yeah.
So
Why
I mean,
would they give up more wristbands than they
I
fit
know.
in the room?
I know. Well, it sold out very quick this year, so I'm hopeful that they're trying to temper things a little bit.
Limit.
Yeah, limit the amount of people that are there. So I don't know. I've never been to McCormick. I've never been to Chicago. I don't know how big the convention hall is. I mean, it'd be they know who bought tickets. It'd be nice if they could just say like, the first 1,000 people that bought tickets get this panel open to them, ready to go. You don't have to wait in line because it ruins a whole day.
We'll see how it goes, man.
See what happens.
My expectations are very low based off of Orlando. So if they just have decent lines, I'll be ecstatic.
If they announce one thing, I'll be happy. That's all they have to do, really.
If I see an R2D2, I'll be like, woo.
That's all you need.
So I am starting to get hyped on the Star Wars park. Galaxy's Edge. I think there was a drone footage over the park recently, and it showed the life size Falcon and the people walking around it, and I just started like getting tingles. I was like, dude, if I could like walk around and look up at a life size Falcon, that's insane.
That's the first time anyone's seen a Falcon. I feel like unless you worked in the movie.
True. Well, even in the movie, it was just bits and pieces. It wasn't a full Falcon.
I think it was. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And then
Awesome,
they were showing they were going around the park, and you saw like an X-wing. They had Poe's X-wing there, which is, dude, that's crazy.
There's some new type of TIE fighter I saw.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get hyped about that, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around like when we go to be able to 100% every visual that you can see from when you're standing is Star Wars. The cantina, the beer, the droids, the people.
The beer.
It's gonna be awesome. Because I saw like someone was like, "Oh, here's the promo picture for Galaxy's Edge, and here's how it's actually gonna look." And it's so people just standing so crammed up that you can't even like. Just, I'd rather wait longer or like be able to book it far in advance and then actually have a good experience than standing like just packed. Yeah, and then not be able to experience it properly. So I'm not sure how they're gonna handle that.
I'm really curious about that though. I mean, Disney's already hella packed. Once there's a Star Wars park, I don't know what they're gonna do. I feel like. Hopefully they'll work out some sort of system.
I think a couple months. Give it a couple months, and it'll wear off. It's not brand new anymore.
No, not with Star Wars. No.
Yeah, I think
not with Star Wars.
I think so. Because the hardcore fans are going to go the day of, or the week of, or the month of.
Bro, people were waiting outside at 2 p.m. the day before the panel last year at Celebration in a tent out on the sidewalk to get in, to sit in a seat in a theater to watch somebody talk on stage about a trailer that they can watch on YouTube. Star Wars fans are insane. And as an insane member of the Star Wars fans, I want to go to this park.
Corellian Ale. That's what I'm worried about.
They could do a lot.
Han Solo's a bitch.
I agree.
Thank you.
Actually, what do you think about Han Solo?
I don't mind him. He's not my favorite. Oh, I don't. It's like
Uncle Han. Uncle Han's great.
He's just over there.
He shows up. He's usually hammered by 11.
He's just stealing stuff. It's no big deal.
Oh man. Game of Thrones right around the corner.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's where 2019 is like so smashed with content. Endgame, Star Wars Celebration, and everything else. Game of
Endgame's next
Thrones.
month, right? Or May?
I actually still haven't I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I know I'm one of the
Oh
few.
man.
And now it's kind of become a thing where like I'm not watching it just because everyone's just nagging me about it all the time. So I'm waiting until the last season isn't completely out yet, right? It's like
It's coming out.
It premieres Sunday at Celebration.
oh, it does.
Is episode 1 of the last season? Yeah.
Because right now it's like everyone's probably talking about Game of Thrones spoilers in my chat every time, but since there's like a million characters and I haven't seen it, I don't get spoiled. So
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just gonna wait until that last season is out and the hype is died down. Then I'll just watch it all. That's what I did with Breaking Bad. I watched
Yeah.
the entire thing and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. Same
And I'll
here.
probably like Game of Thrones as well, but
Yeah.
I'll just wait right now.
Game
Yeah.
of Thrones has a rewatchability that's outrageous because you watch it and you'll focus on one character or a handful of characters, and then you go back through and you're like, all right, now that I know the storyline, the references that they make in the first season are tying up with shit that's happening in the 8th season.
Yeah, they
and you're
take-
like, whoa,
They
what?
take the world building very seriously.
Yeah.
Like on a Star Wars level of building out, you know, just the depth of what Martin thought of when he was writing the universe. It's,
Yeah.
It's huge. It's good.
So, spoiler, it's great.
Spoiler.
It's great. So, Breaking Bad fan, all right. That's a check mark.
I'm
'cause
I'm Better Call Saul as well. I don't know if you watched that as well.
I haven't. Have you watched
Better Call Saul? You know, I watched like the first season and stopped.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it does take a while for it to kind of get fun. I don't know, but right now I don't know. It's a season 3 or 4 that's out. It's getting on Breaking Bad levels for me, so I think it's really good. The
Okay.
more it sounds boring saying this, but like all the lawyer stuff is not the fun, but when they get into the cartel stuff and to the actual Breaking Bad stuff,
Right.
and like Gus arrives and whatnot, it's
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Gus
Might
is
have to
going to
go
be in
through.
what?
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Gus.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I saw that announcement. I was like,
That's
Gus is
crazy,
awesome,
right?
so-
Oh man.
Dude, Gus goes out in a. Oh my God. When he
Yeah.
kills Ding Ding.
I know, it's insane.
Oh yeah, that scene. And then when he walks out, I was like, "There's no way he's gonna survive this." Oh, okay. And
He's
then he
dead,
turned
yeah.
around.
I know. Oh, it's insane.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
I'm most excited for Celebration, just to bring it back and close it out with Star Wars. I think we're in for some surprises. I know that we're gonna have Episode 9 stuff, Fallen Order, Phantom Menace panel, Disney Plus announcement, Clone Wars, but I have a feeling with how Star Wars is going and what the foundation that they've already built that we're gonna have a lot of surprises. Whether it's new video games or extra info on the park or something, I feel like we're gonna be really spoiled at Celebration, so I'm really excited for that.
I think they have to. I mean, they're holding so much back. We don't even have a title for the damn film.
On purpose, though.
Yeah, no, and I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. They're gonna just unload.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
and I feel like it's extra long this year. Is it a longer?
Yeah, they added Monday. Yeah. Which
Oh
is
wait,
insane.
how many days is it this time around? 5?
Yeah, it's Thursday to Monday.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 A bunch of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Bring my phaser gun.
Can we convince you to not leave early?
No,
Why?
I don't want to.
The Phantom Menace panel was on Monday. That's like the main thing.
No, there's
That's
so much
what got
shit.
us into Star Wars, man.
much shit going
Episode
on.
1.
I gotta save my days. I'm burning 8 days to get married or some shit.
Yeah, but Episode 1 panel though. Episode 1 panel, marriage.
I mean, I think I can make it happen now. That's a good point.
Now that I've explained it that way.
Yeah, I'm kind of spoiled to be like working with this, so I can just be like, oh, I can take this isn't even taking time off. This is work. Go to Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's awesome.
What got you into Star Wars in the first place? Are you like prequel originator like us?
Prequel. Yeah. The thing is, I didn't grow up a massive Star Wars fan, but it's something that kind of I grew into more and more. And I also think when I started this channel 5.5 years ago, that really bumped up my interest for Star Wars. Prior to that, it was just like, okay, I like Star Wars. I watched the movies. I played Battlefront Episode 3 game and some other Star Wars games.
Episode 3 game.
I never
That
played
game,
that.
Yes.
I love that game. Revenge of the Sith game, so good. But then it kind of gradually grew after that. So I would say that's what I guess games was what got me into Star Wars more.
Yeah.
But then when having a YouTube channel and like getting into every little detail of the game, that means I'm gonna read up on the movies, and I started watching people, Star Wars Explained, like his videos. It's just taught me so much. Instead of reading an entire book, I can just go and, oh, this is this character. It's a 3-minute summary on him. Yeah. It's just perfect.
Bless Alex for that. I love it. Like, I'm sick of Rebels. Let me just get these little recaps, and I know exactly what canon is now.
Yep.
Like, it's great.
We had Alex on the show, and he taught us several things. Several things. So.
Oh, how did he do on the timestamp game?
Oh, he lost too, I think.
Yeah, right? He guessed the wrong film.
He was terrible. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
He guessed the scene in the wrong film. I don't know.
What? Really?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he guessed something in the holiday special.
Have you seen the way that he and Molly studies for like the Schmodown? They just go into like these ridiculous details of each movie. Yeah. So I really thought he was going to be able to be good at that, but I guess
it's difficult because you don't think when you're watching a movie, it's just scenes. You don't think about time, like where am I at? So it's fun.
I might do that next time I watch a Star Wars movie. I might keep, like
timer.
Yeah, you move your mouse and you keep the timestamp thing up there so you can see exactly what's going on. Yeah,
I'm a timer.
Yeah, I'm a timer. I'm a flyer.
Oh man, so Solo.
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't. I haven't said that.
I'm assuming you don't like it.
I thought it was pretty good. I don't mind it. I think I would probably still rank that higher than Force Awakens.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow. So you got Force Awakens at the bottom, huh?
Yeah, I do. I actually put Force Awakens almost at the bottom of all Star Wars movies.
Oh man!
Wow.
Almost.
Interesting.
Second or third last.
Oh my God, Elliot, he hates Star Wars. Just announced, confirmed. So what we do like to do with first-time guests is get the full list of rankings of the Star Wars films.
Yeah.
Which
is hard to do.
It's difficult now. It really is.
We haven't done this in a few episodes, so it might take some thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be
tough. I've got a good idea because that's something I get asked so often in the chat. So like you said, it kind of shifts around every time, but I still have a good idea of what most of it.
Yep.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the back because I feel like there's those staples. I feel bad, but there's those movies that are at the bottom, like clearly for me.
See, I find going from reverse is very confusing.
Okay, we'll start at the top then.
Last time we did that, you're like, do your 4 favorite first, and then your 3 last favorite, and then the middle one.
And then the middle.
It's just like, I can't think.
You put Solo 4 times. What the hell? All right, so
it's in all categories.
I'll go first.
Go ahead. Go first.
I think
bottom, man.
I think my favorite Star Wars film. See, I'm going to step on my own toes already.
Do it.
But I think my favorite
You're
Star Wars
say 8,
film.
Aren't you?
Maybe.
Oh, fuck. Your change in mindset is insane. Don't let me sway what you were already going to go for.
No, I'm changing it up because Episode 3 is my favorite, most watched Star Wars film.
Yep.
So I'm going to go 3, Rogue One, 5, 8.
Okay.
What else we got? 5, 8, 5, 8, 1, Solo, 7, 6, 4, 2. No, I already put 1 above. Yeah. So 1's kind of in the middle.
7 has slipped over the course of the past 6 months.
It's
being just, our favorite to.
It is one of the more solid films, but the rewatchability isn't that great. I think 8 is more flashy. I think the battle and the war in Rogue One is more flashy. Episode 3 is all over the fucking place. Jedi die. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
But episode 7 and 4. I mean, they're the same film, same people.
Same
so they get the same ranking at the bottom of my list.
Ranking. Oh man,
that's tough because we got 10 films now.
It gets harder and harder every year. Back when we first started the show, it was easy because there was only 6. Elliot, you ready?
All right. Yeah, sure. So top 1, episode 3. That's kind of always been clear for me. I don't know. I just love episode 3, 5. Probably Rogue One as well. We got a pretty similar ranking there.
Yes.
And then after Rogue One, I think I'd go for 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a tough one.
You haven't put 8 in there yet.
Yeah, I was gonna. I think it's gonna be either. Yeah, probably 8 now. 8, then Solo.
Okay.
1, 6. No, actually 6 above 1. 6 then 1.
Okay.
And then it's 7 and
2.
2, exactly. Yeah.
That is very similar.
That is crazy. I can't believe how low you have 7. A couple weeks ago, it would have been number 1.
It's slipping, man. I
understand.
The rewatchability, that's all.
I don't agree, but I understand.
Episode 3, man. Dooku gets his head chopped. Awesome.
I'm going to go out on a limb and still put 7 number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to say 7, 5, 8, Solo, 1, Rogue, 6, 4. Sorry, 3, 6, 4, 2.
So you got the last one, right?
3 above, 3 under 1.
Yes. I love Phantom Menace.
Interesting. Okay.
I love Phantom Menace. I am a cliche Phantom Menace obsessed.
Yeah.
I put that the highest of all the prequels.
Episode 3. The high ground. It's in... Dude, he has the high ground. That gives the film the high ground.
No.
Episode 3 at the top.
No.
Episode 3 is the high ground.
That's not how it works.
Episode 3 is the high ground.
No. What? Episode 9, I'm going to preemptively say...
9's at the top.
Above number 1. There's some champion spot above number 1 that episode 9 is going to have.
I hope.
It comes out.
So what's something that you would like to see in episode 9?
I want to see more world building. That's what I miss from the prequels. It's just so like we're gonna follow these guys on the ship for 2.5 hours. Like fine, we had Canto Bight. I didn't like that too much, but I think just seeing the bigger picture that we do get in both in the Clone Wars series and in the prequels overall, that's something I've really missed. So if they were to add more of that, that's something I want to see. What's the entire galaxy doing? Not just these 30 resistance fighters, you know, like the entire galaxy relies on them basically. So that's the main thing that I complain about in both 8 and 7. Other than that, I don't know, more badass things like the Praetorian Guard fight, things like that, you know.
Yeah, that's like I need episode 3 like action films or action sequences.
Yeah.
Episode 3 was stacked with them. Right off the bat, you get Dooku getting chopped in half. Grievous is flipping around. Dude, it's so cool.
They have a lot to deliver on with 9. I think JJ can do it. I think he's not restricted with launching a new, rebooting a new series, I should say, like he was with 7. Because it's great like from start to finish, but as Star Wars fans, I understand what you guys are saying as far as that it's, you know, it's played out and it's kind of cookie cutter. I get that. It's fine. He has more liberty with 9, and I think he's really going to be able to knock it out of the park there. But yeah,
you know what I would actually like to see?
The Force Ghost thing is number 1 on my list.
Yeah, I would like to see some Force Ghosts.
Whether it's Anakin or Obi-Wan or go out on a limb and say Qui-Gon Jinn. Luke's I think guaranteed.
We're not going to see Qui-Gon.
Luke's guaranteed, I think.
What I would like to see is actually a choreographed lightsaber fight. And I know 8 had it, but it was still kind of choppy. I would like to see an episode 3-esque lightsaber fight where Rey has been training. She's up there. Kylo's badass and more pissed than ever. So let's let them just go at each other, and it's got to. I want to see them flipping around and using the Force and lifting rocks.
I think I disagree.
She better lift a big boulder in 9. She lifted a bunch of pebbles in 8 to save the Resistance. Also, R2-D2 needs to fucking die.
No, why? He's the one who's going to continue throughout all the movies, always survive. Whether the next trilogy is 100 years in the future, R2-D2 will be there.
He's so obsolete.
3PO needs to die. Sorry,
C-3PO?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, that I can agree on.
He needs to stop talking immediately.
See, they need
R2-D2 though. I feel you.
Man, I'm still on the. They need to go Game of Thrones on us and just start killing people.
Spoiler:
off.
He hasn't seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah, people die in Game of Thrones. Spoiler.
Yeah, there's so much people dying that I feel like I won't remember them all anyways.
Yeah.
But I would like to see like the Falcon blow up. Or something crazy.
Man, you're crushing dreams.
Something crazy.
That would actually be pretty. That would not be like blowing up the Falcon to save everyone or whatever.
Yeah, and Chewie's on it. Maybe Chewie sacrifices himself.
Stop talking. No, it's not gonna happen.
No. Because that's what happens in the Legends.
Yeah.
Chewie sacrifices himself to save Han's kid.
I'm
in
cool
the books
with the Falcon being exploded.
Becoming nothing.
Becoming decimated. Chewie? No.
Chewie
he has many years to live.
They need to kill him off in a crazy cool way. They can't just have him float out into space. Because you got to think Leia's got to die.
Maybe.
What if they don't kill her off?
What do you think about that?
What if they don't kill her off?
I don't know. How can they kill her off in a good way and not just be like off screen. Oh, she died off screen. But they said they had footage left, right, from episode.
Yeah.
I'm already puzzled how they're gonna piece that together, but yeah. But I think
I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah, but original trilogy characters in general, like Wookiees live longer. It makes sense for Chewie to survive everybody else.
Yeah, but at the same
like
time,
if Lando dies. Cool.
I just hope Lando doesn't die. Like, just let him come in, save the day, then get out of there. Like, do they need to kill off every character from the original trilogy?
They do.
I kind of.
They do. It's starting with R2-D2.
Well, they don't need to kill them off on screen. They do need to die, though. I mean, Han was like 80.
What if Jar Jar pops up?
Han had a broken ankle.
How long do
just running
Gungans
live? Longer than Wookiees.
Well, he was in episode 3. He didn't die in episode 3. So he's still flopping around somewhere.
Flopping.
That's what they do. Gungans flop.
Yeah, what's the
That's what a
lifespan
group of Gungans are called. A flop of Gungans. You didn't know that? Like a murder of birds, a flock, a flop of Gungans.
The more you know.
The morning after pill. Oh, man.
That's where we are.
That's what happens. Now, I do, what?
That's it. I think there's really nothing. You can't top a flop of Gungans.
A flop of
really,
Gungans.
So, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh, man. I'm excited. We got Celebration
Overall,
right around the
yes.
corner.
Very
We got
excited.
episode 9.
Yeah.
We've got Endgame. We've got Game of Thrones. Oh, man. And Sunshine is coming soon.
Hopefully. I don't
Do you
know.
guys have the sunshine in Sweden?
You have the sun.
Yeah, occasionally. 1 hour per day or something. No,
Yeah.
it's
That's about how we are. It's just overcast 24/7. It's
Yeah.
raining right now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we can't really predict Chicago in April. It could be snowing.
That's true.
knows?
Chicago could be
could
cold.
it be that bad? It's snowing.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I'm used to it, but I'm kind of hoping to get away from the snow.
It
But,
might be. You know, Chicago's on the lake, so it's unpredictable.
Yeah, it could snow, but I think that's April's kind of the turning point. So expect to be a little cold.
We'll hope.
I think I went in March a few years ago, and it was fucked. It's called the Windy City for a reason. It's really windy, like surprisingly cold.
If the cold weather prevents us from having to line up outside, I think that alone is worth it.
And we don't have the normal convention smell of everyone being sweaty and not using.
No deodorant.
Yeah.
There was no deodorant in the Star Wars universe, so I don't believe in it.
That's true. No bras, no underwear.
No bras, no deodorant. Deodorizers.
There was a sanitizer or something like that.
A scent reducer.
Is that canon?
Is that? It's just the heavy robes. That's what I'm saying. It keeps in the scent of the Jedi.
Yeah, you can't smell them. They can smell you.
They're like sharks of the Force. They can smell you from a mile away. All right. Well, I think we're wrapping up here. That's
right,
awesome. Elliot had the correct ranking of all the films. Commander, you good try.
It wasn't bad.
Good try.
Yeah, I think I'm a little closer, but we'll see. You know, once we have Lucas on the show, we'll let him judge our rankings.
Luke. I thought he was a myth.
Lucas, he is a myth. Kids are gonna grow up like not knowing who George Lucas is.
Isn't that crazy?
Fuck, that's crazy. I just thought about that.
You know, I was watching one of those kids react videos. Have you ever watched those on YouTube?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were going over 90s like music,
Yeah,
and one of the kids guessed Rolling Stones, and I was like,
I'm adopting this kid.
dude, you're 50 years off. 50.
50? No, 45, 35.
Oh, okay. They started in like 62. They were getting the 90s. It was like a Nirvana song. The kid's like, yeah, I think Rolling Stones, right? I'm like, holy ass.
Oh, I thought you meant 50 years before the 90s, which would be the 40s. And I was like, they weren't around then.
Yeah, they were born.
They were 12. They were delivering milk
It's just,
back then.
I don't know where I was going with that, but just
Thanks for the update,
No,
Mobar.
the fact that children like now, it's not their fault, but they're born and then they watch episode 7 and that's their Star Wars. That's the beginning. They didn't know anything about George Lucas. That was my point. Like,
Right.
There could be a point where,
There already is probably with those younger kids,
crazy.
which is great. It's fine. No big deal.
it's not their fault they were born at the wrong time.
It's more like my cousin. He's 10 years old and he like loves The Last Jedi, all the porgs, you know. They really... Han Solo is his favorite character as well. So it's like
Oh, that's
Solo,
cool.
love that as well. So it's interesting knowing him and seeing how he reacts to all the new stuff coming out. Because
Yeah.
they're targeting a lot of younger people as well.
Yeah.
To bring them into Star Wars, and it's working.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
It
I
is.
mean, it's been the expanse of 3 generations now.
It's surprising how well they've done that. And I think I said this last time I watched a documentary on Walt Disney, and after seeing that, it just makes 100% sense that Disney owns Star Wars.
100% dollars too.
How he interpreted stories back when he was starting off with Walt Disney, and how Lucas did it when he was starting off with Star Wars. It makes perfect sense that they're in the same franchise. So, ending it on positivity, guys.
So
Disney Shill Squadron.
Where can we find you, Elliot? What's your channel and everything?
Oh, yeah. You can find me at Battlefront Updates. It's everywhere, basically. Twitter, YouTube. I stream, make videos. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Soon to be Fallen Order updates.
Fallen Order updates.
I should have just named the channel like Star Wars Games Updates or whatever, but
it's
I
too
guess
late
since
now.
they haven't released any other Star Wars games for 5 years, it's worked out pretty well.
Just blame it on EA. That's the way to do it. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Great.
it's getting late. You got to go to bed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's snowing
sure.
here. You got to sleep.
Yeah.
It is snowing here. That was weird. 40-some degrees, which is, you guys are Celsius, right? So that's what?
Yeah.
Like 10?
No, like
43. Yeah, it's 4 degrees. 4 or 5
4
degrees.
There we go.
degrees
That's close.
Celsius, and it's snowing right now.
I think that's about the same temperature as here, actually.
Yeah, it
was
makes no sense.
Yeah, it's 4 degrees here as well, so yeah.
Perfect.
Nothing makes sense in Ohio.
Just down the street. The
It is
same.
what it is.
I'm looking at the same goddamn cloud. It covers the whole sky. Ridiculous. All right. Thank you, Elliot. We appreciate it. Everybody who's with us live, go over there. Most of them are already subscribed to you. They're yelling at each other in the chat. So
click that subscribe button on our channel if you want to hear us ramble about why Episode 7 is the best Star Wars movie ever made.
it's up there
Disney
next to Batman Forever. So you can find us on YouTube and the rest of it.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything is Rogue Squad Pod. And if you want to check out the site, starwars.beer.
StarWars.beer.
Type it in, check it out. And if you're coming to Celebration, please hit us up. Please come see us at the brewery, Motor Road Brewing, around the corner from McCormick Place.
Friday night. And we're gonna have some, I don't know, some games or something going on. We're gonna
No games.
I think that's how we ended it. No games.
That's it. That's great.
That's good. We always like to end on a weird note. Right? So
Just like totally randomly.
we might have some games. No games.
No games.
No games
It's not
allowed.
gonna happen.
All right, we're done recording, but we are still live with the people.
All right.
So thanks for everyone tuning in. Kerner's with us. Kerner's with us. Awesome. Yeah, thanks, man, for coming on. It's always cool to have new people on.
Yeah.
New point of
Yeah,
views.
it's fun.
Yeah. I meant to
Bit
say this on the
different.
show, but like the YouTube Star Wars community is so crazy. It's nice talking to guys like you and Alex and Hello Greedo that are just
Chill.
enjoying Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just want to talk about it, and they're not like
Yeah.
making like clickbait videos for millions of
I
ads.
think that's why like me, Alex, and Hello Guido has become good friends, because we do kind of share that we same
Yeah.
way. And then there's other part with clickbait, sense like drama, whatever.
Mike Zero.
Yeah.
It's just insane, man. It's just crazy. I don't even know half of what's going on because I try to avoid it on purpose, just because it's.
I blocked all of them. I don't want to hear that shit. Why would I want to listen
They
to?
pop up on recommended anyways.
Why would I want to?
That's the real problem.
What?
Is I just watch the videos that I want to watch, but then still those Last Jedi is terrible videos always pop up on
Autoplay?
recommended on. Yeah. If I watch one thing and let it autoplay, it goes to. Yeah, it's bad.
Star Wars is terrible. This is
Yeah,
why.
it's ruined by Bob.
By
Iger.
Bob.
Bob Iger. He ruined
Oh
everything.
yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah, you'll definitely have to catch up with us at Celebration.
Yeah, please.
We'll be just down the street, but we'll be there all weekend.
Sounds good.
And we can grab a beer at the brewery. So
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I hope they have sours.
well, it is going to be a full brewery, so I'm hoping they have a little bit of everything. But I'm hoping we have a Star Wars themed beer that they're going to be working
Ooh,
with us.
yeah.
So
That'd be sweet.
So we try to do that usually at our events. Get a Star Wars themed beer.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
So it'll be
all
fun.
right, man. Yeah, we'll be in touch. We'll try to link up on Celebration.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Cool, man.
You guys
Thanks,
for
buddy.
having me. See ya.
We'll see you.
Cheers.
Oh, my ears were like sweating. That was weird.
Well, it's because you had headphones on, Mopar.